What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about something a little different because typically I get a lot of DMs on my Instagram or people even ask me in person, just guys who just started working out. They want to know what to take as far as supplementation goes. So ideally, when you start off, you don't really want to take much. You want to experience how things are just with food. But if you were working out for 2, 3, 6 months and then you realize you need a little bit extra stuff just to pump the gas a little bit, here's what I would honestly recommend, because there's a lot of different options out there. There's a lot of confusion. But before we get started, I just want to say, if you like this shirt, you like the design, and you want one of these badass shirts, then make sure you follow my Instagram at BigYoungBebo and give me a follow and send me a DM and tell me that you want one, and we'll get it sorted from there. So anyway, back to supplementation. So the first step when it comes to supplementation, obviously, is protein. Everybody talks about protein. That's the first thing you always want to take. So personally, I would honestly suggest you go for a whey protein isolate. Make sure it's only an isolate because they're lactose free, it's the best quality, and it's the easiest to digest. Because you want to make sure that you eat a lot of food. You don't want to slow digested protein. You want one that goes really well with your stomach. So as far as options, because there's a whole shit ton of options out there, it gets a little confusing after a while. Trust me, I've been there. So personally, I go for ISO 100. I've been around the block when it comes to different proteins. So, this one is honestly one of the best ones I've ever had, the ISO 100. First of all, it tastes good, even though personally I don't really give a fuck about how my protein tastes. But if you're going to be drinking it for a long time, you want to make sure that, it's tolerable. It doesn't taste like ass. So, the fudge brownie has always been my favorite flavor. Fudge brownie right there, right? So it tastes great. It's the best on my stomach. I could literally chug it within 10 seconds and it would not make me feel bloated or would not send me to the bathroom immediately. So you got this option, ISO 100, or you could also go for ISOPure. So ISOPure is pretty much the same thing. They're pretty much the same thing as far as like protein goes, but it's more of a brand preference. I prefer the ISO 100. Diametize is one of my favorite companies and the most reliable, at least for me. Again, if you saw in my previous video, I love the pre-workout, and I already said I take the protein. I've been taking this protein for about 1.5 years, and I've switched it up. There's definitely one more that I would highly suggest that I currently do not have, called Isolized by Species Nutrition. Definitely Google that when you get a chance. It's definitely a top quality. It's expensive, but you can't sacrifice, the price for the quality. It is what it is. You want the best quality, then you got to put the bread down. It is what it is. So when it comes to protein, ISO 100 or ISO Pure. You can find these anywhere: GNC, Amazon, bodybuilder.com. Whichever one is the cheapest for you, then definitely go for it. So there you go. All right. Next up, you always want to go for a good multivitamin, multi-mineral. So preferably, I grab the GNC Mega Man. It's got everything. It's just a multivitamin just to give you extra nutrients that you need. You still want to make sure you eat a lot of food, but I'm a big believer in, you need the extra nutrients. That your body just requires that. So you need to add in those things, whether you're through your diet, but most of the time you're not really following it. It should be it would be different every single day. Personally, it's not for me. So that's why I go for the multivitamin. So Mega Man, or you could pick one up at Vitamin Shop, or just make sure it's a good sport-based multivitamin. Don't go for those gummies. You're a grown fucking adult or whatever. So you can afford to swallow like 2 or 3 pills. It is what it is. All right. So next up, vitamin C. Vitamin C. So vitamin C is just good for your immune system. You want to take this all year round. People think that you should only take it during the winter just because it gets cold. No. Take this all year round. You want your body to get used to having extra vitamin C. Personally, I would only say go for 1,000 milligrams. So there you go. So you just end up popping 1. And then when you actually start to feel sick or get a cold or whatever, then I would say you do maybe 2,000 milligrams or 3,000. But all year round, if you're not sick, if you're just taking it just to have your vitamin C, I would only suggest 1,000 milligrams. That's all you would need. If you get sick, then up the dose. All right. Now next is fish oil, omega-3 fish oil. So I would suggest going for, if you're a vegan, then I don't know. Hate to say this, you're pretty much fucked. But I mean, it is what it is. I would only say fish oil for your source of omegas, your omega-3s to be exact, because of the simple fact that you can't, us as humans, we don't have the enzymes in our body to process the omega-3s that comes from chia seeds, flax seeds, just the plant-based omegas. We can't process that as human beings, so you end up getting that from animals. So cows, you would get that from the grass-fed beef because they have omegas in it. You could get omega-3 eggs, and you could also do omega-3 fish oil by just eating, consuming the fish oil, or eating more fish. But nobody eats fish every goddamn day unless you're a bodybuilder. But if you're just a regular bro lifter or girl lifter, whatever, and you just want, you know, for the joint protection, then there you go for the fish oil. I would, for a beginner, I would suggest 1,000 milligrams. But if you're kind of in the middle, I would suggest 2,000 milligrams. So this one is a GNC brand. It's 1,000 milligrams of omega-3s per pill. So personally, I pop 3. But for anybody else, just pop 2. And that's all you would need for now. Omegas have, well, the omega-3s have a lot of good benefits. Heart health, eye health, brain health, all of that stuff. But when it comes to training and working out, it's great for your joints. So shoulders, elbows, hips, knees. So just to make sure you don't injure yourself, then definitely hop on some fish oil. There you go. Next up, vitamin D. I would only suggest a 5,000 IU dose on top of your multivitamin, multimineral. Personally, I've realized that it's best to take 5,000 IUs, and a bunch of top-level professionals, my IFBB pros, and just people who've been in the industry for a long time, they would also suggest 5,000 IUs. If you get a blood test, you would see your levels would be extremely high, which is a good thing, because I believe like over 80% of the world is deficient in vitamin D, meaning that, you know, unless you're going to be in the sun all goddamn day, which if you're a human being, you're not, because we have lives at the end of the day, then you want to make sure you supplement your vitamin D. You always want that to be high. It helps you make sure you're not tired. It's for bone protection. It has plenty of different benefits. You can easily Google it. So make sure you're having 5,000 IUs vitamin D. There you go. Last thing as far as what to take for supplements. Make sure you have some kind of probiotic or digestive enzyme. So this right here is Super Digestive Enzymes. Again, it's a GNC brand. You know, it's pretty much a one-stop shop. So when you hear the saying, you have to eat huge to get huge, it's not some bullshit statement. It's a fact pretty much. You have to, if you want to get big, you have to eat a lot of goddamn food. Good food, not no bullshit, but regardless, you have to make sure you eat a lot of food. So a lot of the times those foods will not agree with you, or it could be hard, especially for a beginner, to just eat 5, 6, 7, 8 meals a day. Personally, it was hard for me when I first started, but now I can eat 6 meals, no problem. Shit, I'm still hungry after 6 huge fucking meals. So just to make sure that you're digesting those foods the right way, so it's going into the right places, it's not getting stored as fat, it's going in the muscle cell, and also it's not making you feel bloated, then definitely I would highly suggest some digestive enzymes. It's just great for gut health, great for just overall you eating all those foods just to make sure it doesn't make you feel bloated. At the end of the day, nobody likes to feel bloated, whether you're a man or a woman. And especially if you want to get huge, you have to eat a lot of food. So just to make sure you're good, then just get some digestive enzymes. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you want one of these badass Team Bebo shirts, then make sure you follow my Instagram at BigYoungBebo. Give me a follow and send me a DM telling me what size you want. They're only $25, right? So definitely give me a follow. And if you enjoy the content and you want to see more, then definitely subscribe and comment below on what you want to see next. Thank you all for watching, and